This is what we usually do. It's just pretty much sing out. Being a healthy 22-year-old and receiving a blood clot, that doesn't happen. That doesn't just happen to every 22-year-old. But it did happen to me. And essentially, I'm just grateful for it. It's really showed me to be even more resilient, be even more hungry, and to be even more faithful. It's really heightened me in all aspects of my life. So, I had blood clot, but I'm grateful.
We had nothing. We're a very poor family, coming up in a humble home. The only thing that we have is love. And so when Naisa was born into this earth, in his special own circumstance and situation, my mom and dad wanted Naisa to have everything. They didn't want him to not miss out on anything any other kid has.
So I'm originally adopted by my grandparents. So it's my grandparents' daughter who had me, who was my mom. And she originally had me at 19, and my grandparents wanted my mom to sort of, get back on her feet and kind of find her life for herself. So they decided to take me under their care.
It's not easy. That's hard. So I was waiting for 9 kids. And I say to myself, I sacrificed my life for the rest of my kids and my grandkids.
In elementary, when he started playing football, we would always go to his games and we would always wonder why when someone's running toward Naisa, he'll just lightly tap, or he wouldn't even go full on and tackle. And so my dad one day was asking him, "Son, why are you on the field? I see you hold back. Why do you hold back?"
It's because of my mom. She was very gentle. My dad was a very gentle giant. And I always looked up to him, followed in his footsteps. So knowing that I have to hit other people, I was just kind of hesitant because I didn't want to hurt anyone.
So when my dad and my mom explained to him, "You're not gonna hurt anybody, you have the gear on. If you're playing to have fun and you learn and you increase your talent, if this is your talent, you're gonna have to give it all you can."
So that just motivated me to be more competitive. And
Naisa eventually started tackling, as you can see.
And down he goes. There is the pressure. Love is sacked for the first time in the ball game. It is Mahe.
essentially, it was just a normal workout day for me until we started running and I just started to feel my arm go numb.
Just all the news that we ended up getting. I mean, he didn't make it through the workout. Then he was in the emergency room. Then it was like, this could possibly happen. This could possibly happen. There's so many things that were scary about the moment.
I go to, finish up an essay. I'm sitting there trying to type. All I could do is just repeat the same word. I just be writing and the. So I felt really lightheaded, started to go upstairs. So I went upstairs and tried to get a drink of water, and that's when my body just kind of sort of shut down. The whole left side of my body went numb. My tongue started to go numb, and I couldn't speak. The only word I could say was hospital, and I'm glad I got to say it loud enough for people to hear it downstairs. So that's when my roommate came, took me to the hospital, and
it was more like hoping that he was going to be okay and healthy than being able to play. Like football was the last thing on our minds, and I'm sure the last thing on his mind.
As soon as they came out saying that I could potentially have a blood clot in my brain, immediately a lot of questions came to my head, like, what does this mean? Or like, how did this happen? They're just able to sit me down and tell me, like, there might be a possibility that you won't be able to play football anymore.
But when I find it out, that's all I do, fast and pray. And we go into the hospital. And we feel okay when we look at him and he said, I'm okay. And I said, are you sure? That's make me feel good.
So after being diagnosed with venous thrombosis and figuring out that I wouldn't be able to do anything, play football, lift, or work out, they just told me to go home.
I mean, sometimes they say a curse is disguised as a blessing. We didn't know that my dad's health would go down so fast. And just within that time that Naisa was down because of his blood clot, he was actually opened an opportunity to be here and to be front row and center. And he would stay up all night with my dad. And I'm like, Naisa, have you got any rest yet? He's like, yeah, sis, don't worry about me. And he says, you know what? This is actually a good opportunity. I've been talking with dad a lot, you know, getting close, getting his time that because of school, he wasn't able to be here as much. I think that was my dad's happiest moments, was being able to be with his son for the last time. Up until the day that he passed, Naisa was right there by his side.
When you look on the brighter side of things, that, I mean, such a young kid, great athlete, and then he gets this blood clot, and it threatens his life, but also threatens his future, and things that he loves, football. But for him to look on a brighter side of things, to say, well, this allowed me to be home more, be around my family, and to have some moments to remember, that's why he's someone everyone should cheer for.
Forest Park is essentially where my dad was. My whole family, we go there often. And not to take away from it being a cemetery, but we're always there having a good time. All the kids are just running around, you know, sitting around my dad and also just having fun. Sometimes we play rugby over there. I don't know if we're supposed to, but I'm pretty sure my dad likes that, so.
It's a second home for my family. I don't know how to explain the loss I have. But you know what? He wiped my tears.
You know, Heavenly Father gave me the opportunity to be there with my family, to be there with my dad. But as soon as my dad had passed away, we're going through that process of trying to figure out what's going on with my head still. Essentially, like a couple weeks later, they said that it was fully gone. So that really showed me that, you know, it was really meant to be. For me to be home with him and to spend time with him, I feel like it was just part of the plan.